When it comes to Dragon Ball FighterZ, we know there's going to be at least one more update coming in August. One that I absolutely cannot wait for because it's most likely going to be a huge balance patch that will change the tides of the game. Honestly, I really can't wait. So today we're going to be going over a tier list I made of buffs and nerfs that I think each character could possibly use. So let's just get started. As we can see here, I've already made the tier list. You guys can go ahead and look over it and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I would like to say this is definitely not ordered, and of course it is my complete opinion, but I want to talk about individual characters and what I think they could possibly use in the next coming patch. Of course, there are some characters that I know pretty much nothing about, so if you are a connoisseur of that character, let me know down in the comment section below what you think they could use as well. And it's funny I say that because some of the characters within the absolutely needs buff section, like Zamasu and Frieza, I don't know what they could use to boost their tier. With Zamasu, obviously he needs a better ki blast. He does not hit crouching opponents with his ki blast, so that automatically makes his neutral game a lot more lacking in certain departments. With Frieza, he's very scary to buff because if you buff him the right way, he could be a menace to society. Granted, maybe that's what they would want. I do think as a whole, we do need to shift the next top tiers. Could you imagine if the next top tiers were these 5 characters? Just imagine it. Zamasu, Frieza, Super Saiyan Goku, Black, and Videl as the next top tiers of Season 4. That would be absolutely insane. For Videl, obviously, I think she needs a reflect to make her more viable. Her mix-up and her pressure are actually ridiculous. And of course, she might be able to use a damage buff because her damage is kind of lacking. So I think that's what would ultimately make her a lot better of a character. With Goku Black, he could use a better 2L, maybe faster. His teleportation or his instant transmission could use some rework to it. I would like to see the ability for him to have clones while using his instant transmission, sort of like how Krillin's after image works. But with Goku Black, you could possibly choose a side depending on light, medium, or his heavy. I think that would make him excellent. We know he knows how to do clones simply because of his level 3, so if they added that, I would not be mad at it at all. Obviously, with Super Saiyan Goku, just give the man his 2M back. It's been long enough. He could use it back. It wouldn't change anything too much, especially since the fact that there are multiple assists within this game. So a lot of people are choosing to opt out of Super Saiyan Goku anyway, so he wouldn't become instantly the most viable beam assist to use within the game like he was in Season 2. Now let's move on to could use buff section. Obviously, characters like Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta to me has never been the most top tier character out there. He's always been very, very lacking in my personal opinion. Obviously they've given him ki blast buffs to where he can cancel out of his ki blast into his Big Bang or his level 1, which I think are decent buffs, but I would still rather him be able to 2H out of those ki blast rather than those. Granted, those are good buffs, but I feel like with Big Bang, you can't react to a super dash. That's kind of a hard read. The level 1 maybe more so, and maybe I do need to do more testing with the character, but overall, I think he could more than likely use just better assist. Super Saiyan Vegeta, I honestly think he's fine, but to me he could use a move that jails into Vanish. One of his lariats could definitely jail into Vanish because as it stands right now, his neutral game is great. The DPs are awesome, but when it comes to Vanish, me playing the character, I think I get reflected so often when it comes to doing a move into Vanish, and that kind of hurts me a lot of times. So maybe I just need to stagger more, but that's what I would give Vegeta in my personal opinion. Adult Gohan, he could easily be in the pretty decent without, but I wouldn't mind if he had buffs. But I'm gonna give him to this section because his neutral game is lacking. So if they gave him better neutral options, I think that would make him a little bit better of a character. Make his ki blast, his hand cannon slightly better some way. Make it be able to hit opponents better, maybe give it a better hitbox, I don't know, but the character is scary. Obviously he did used to be top tier at one point, and giving him the right buffs could make him easily top tier once again, but I do think I would enjoy him being good again, even better again. Cooler, honestly, this character just needs better mix-up. His mix-up game is terrible. A lot of the hits that he does get that's it, right? If he hits you with his overhead, that's it. He has to then go for a high-low mix. If he hits you with his move where he, makes the ground shake essentially, and you have to get advantage to get a combo off of that. He just needs better mix-up because he is just a one-hit character and then go for mix-up, right? His damage is pretty decent, but he just needs something else. Android 16 is another one of those characters that has fallen from the glory of God, essentially. He used to be amazing. This guy was definitely the number one character in the game at one point, and from what I've seen, he's only gotten just a little bit better since then. Obviously they destroyed him, they nuked him, nobody ever played this character, and now he's just kind of so maybe some type of buff could make him even better. Napa, mix-up god. He's one of those characters, once again, that can easily be traded down to pretty decent, but wouldn't mind having buffs for. I would never touch Napa, and I'm sure a lot of Napa connoisseurs are like, man, this character is already stupid. He's probably one of the most slept on characters in the game, but I truly would like to see what he would look like in a top tier slot. Same thing with Blue Gogeta. They gave him pretty considerable buffs the last time. Obviously his 2M goes damn near full screen, but his beams, obviously they're very punishable. His mix-up game is still kind of hard without those right assists. I think this character has the potential to be one of the better characters in the game. He just isn't quite there yet. And then, of course, with the pretty decent without, but wouldn't mind having buff section, this is going to hold a majority of the cast, just like any tier list would, right? Most of these people are great in their own right. Of course, when you pair them with the correct assist, they become even better. But some of them obviously would be a whole lot better without those buffs, or with those buffs. To me, Bardock, I have to talk about Bardock. He is my main. A lot of you know that. With me and Bardock, this character has always been top tier. That's for sure, right? I don't think he needs any nerfs, but I do think more characters have just gotten better since him being out, right? More characters have just gotten better than him. It's not like he's gotten worse. He's just gotten to the point where everybody knows what he's going to do. So with most of these characters, I would just kind of rework them entirely, as in giving them maybe a new move, because as we know, the longer this game has been out, with characters like UI Goku, characters like Super Saiyan Blue, Gogeta, characters like Master Roshi, all of these guys have move sets, right? Or Baby Vegeta, all of these guys have move sets that kind of completely fill up the D-pad slot, right? When I'm able to put an input into my D-pad, all of these guys have moves. 2-2-S, right? Quarter circle back, quarter circle forward. They all have inputs that completely fill up their move list. And I think a lot of older characters can use at least one more move that can allow them to, mix up their game just a little bit. And I think I would like to see that for a majority of these guys in the pretty decent without, right? I think I would like to see that, mainly excluding obviously Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Super Baby 2. These guys are decent in their own right. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I would personally just make his lariat a little better, give it the little bit more range, or make make the medium version possibly go full screen, since it has that full startup, or it has the worst startup, or make the EX version a little bit better. I don't know, just give it that tiniest bit of more range, because so many times do I get hit by stray key blast because I've inputted the move maybe early, so I guess maybe that's my fault, or the startup or the recovery of it still gets hit, right? I would also give him a little bit of a buff to his counter move. Maybe be able to hold it like Jiren does, because the fact that it doesn't take damage, or it doesn't counter key blast or key moves, the fact that it doesn't get hit by those, it's the fact that the recovery of, even after you get hit by those, I hope I'm making sense, even after you get hit by those certain moves, you're still getting bagged for kind of making the right read. I get the intention wasn't necessarily to make this a key blast counter move, but if you're gonna let us not take damage from key blast, allow it to do something, allow it to recover faster if you do make that read on a key blast, right? Because you're going to get punished after the animation is over, or if the beam is long enough. For instance, like if Super Saiyan Goku hits me with his beam, obviously it's a multi-hitting beam. The minute I do my counter, I'm still getting hit by a bit of the beam. It's kind of ridiculous. Super Baby 2, just give him some faster buttons and he's gonna be even more amazing. I think this character is pretty damn good, honestly. He is pretty damn good. Do not nerf his B assist. Don't give him the Bardock B treatment. He really doesn't need it. I think that assist is perfectly fine how it is. Honestly, some people just need to learn how to deal with it. And for, again, the rest of the cast, just give them, give them another move. That would be great. Maybe revert some things. Maybe revert Yamcha's Wolf Fang Fist. Certain characters are just fine as is, but I honestly would not mind for at least one more move. And of course, nothing has to be said about these guys. Don't give them any more buffs. I don't even think they need to be nerfed. Change certain things about them, sure. Maybe change how certain moves look. We know they have the ability to add certain animations like they have with TN in the past. Give them that maybe, but I honestly don't think any of these top tier characters need nerfs. I think everybody honestly in the game, except for these need buffs characters, obviously they are fine. That's pretty much it. Every character in the game is pretty much viable, and yeah. But anyways, guys, that is my tier list for characters I believe need buffs or nerfs within this game. And not even nerfs. I don't think any character needs to be nerfed. I think the game is in a really good state, but of course, some updates and some patches that will give us a better experience is all I want in the end. So yeah, what do you guys think of my list? Do you think it's hot trash? Do you agree with it? Let me know down in the comment section below. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember that God and anime are always on your side. Please come join the Bandit Army. That is all I got for you. Peace out.